I'm going to lay down some cardboard because it's time for some painting. I'm going to cut off the tags, but I need to lay these out one at a time. I'm going to spray paint them. That's why I got the cardboard down, and we need to lay these out. We're going to do the front and the back. We're going to start with the ghost and a nice white paint. Spray it. We're going to go light on this because we don't want any runs with the paint. Next, it's going to go to that scary house, and we're going to paint that black. I think that's a perfect color. Get that all covered up, and it covered really good. Next, I got the witch and the cauldron, but I want it two-tone. I want the cauldron to be black, so I'm going to get that all covered. Again, going light on the paint, but then when it comes time to the witch, I'm going to go with fluorescent green. I'm going to get that sprayed also. This color actually turned out really cool, and you can just spray it right next to the black. It's not a problem. Next, we're going to go with the pumpkin, fluorescent orange on this one. It actually covered really good, and I love it. While those are drying, it's time to make the arch. I'm going to start with a 1x4, and I'm going to cut it to about 7 foot tall. I need 2 of these pieces. I'm going to do those for the sides and then 5 feet across the top. I'm going to lay down the top first and then the 2 sides. Once I got those laid down, I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill and put 3 screws in there. I want to pre-drill because I want to make sure I don't split the wood when I put the screws in. I'm going to do this to both sides. Once you put 3 screws in, it's going to hold it and make it pretty strong. Then I'm going to lay out all the designs that I painted. I'm going to start with 2 pumpkins on the bottom. I actually had more of those, so I had more to spare. But I want to alternate as I go up, working from the bottom all the way to the top. And as you can see, the colors are looking really good. Once these are all laid out, it's time to put them together, but I want to use some wood glue instead of just staples. The glue is going to make a great adhesion. I'm going to sit it down and put some staples in. Now, don't worry that you see the staples. You can always grab the spray paint and give it a little spritz and cover those staples up. Next, just go right up next to the next one, and I'm going to lay down some glue, put that down, and again, we're going to use the staples. It actually goes through the balsa wood silhouettes really easy and puts them up. Once I get all those done, I need to secure the arch and put a base on it so it stands up on its own. I'm using some brad nails to put it together. Now, on the back, last but not least, I'm going to put some lights, and I'll show you why later. Once I get that all secured all the way around the arch with those lights, look at it. It looks great. You can see it from the street, and I bet those little trick-or-treaters are going to love it. I got all these different designs, and you can make it and design it the way you want. Remember those lights I put on? Look at that wonderful silhouette. It turned out amazing. I hope this inspired you to build your own Halloween arch from the Dollar Tree. For this next Halloween project, go ahead and run over to Dollar Tree and grab a lot of pool noodles. First thing we're going to do is take a nice sharp razor knife. We're going to go up about 6 inches on the first noodle. Start in the middle, but don't cut straight down. You want to go to the side. What we're going to try to do is cut out a wedge. Once you cut it out, go ahead and remove the wedge, but the first thing you want to do is hold on to it. We can use that later. Next thing we want to do is turn it over exactly 180 degrees. Again, go up 6 inches and cut out at a diagonal so you can cut another wedge on this side. Again, save this wedge. You'll need it for later. Take some saran wrap, bunch it around that edge. You're going to pull those 2 ends together to make a point. You don't need to make the saran wrap pretty, not at all, because what we're going to do is grab a heat gun and very slowly start melting and surrounding the pool noodle with that saran wrap. Don't get too much heat on there though. All we want to do is like shrink wrap it. Take that wedge on some of the other pool noodles that you've cut out, and it can make a pointier end. Again, take that saran wrap and wrap it around just like this. You want to go ahead and circle it up. And again, it doesn't need to look pretty because it doesn't need to be smooth. We want a texture look to it. I know what you're thinking. There's some gaps in there. Doesn't matter. We're going to paint this afterwards, so you're not going to see that. One other thing that we can do is in the middle of the pool noodle, cut a little slit. Take that wedge and you're going to pop it right inside there. It's going to hold really nice. Don't let it stick straight up. Put it at an angle. Grab some saran wrap and place it all over. This is going to give this branch, and it's going to make it look like it's got a little thorn in it. Everything we do, we're going to cover all the pool noodles with saran wrap and use the heat gun to shrink wrap it around. Let's take it outside and give it a base coat. I went ahead and went with black. That's a good base, painted all over. It's going to be a little difficult to get all of the colors of the green covered up, but don't worry. We're going to go ahead and do some touch-up later. The next thing I did was take 1 1/4 inch PVC pipe, cut a 45-degree angle on it so I can drive it into the ground. This is what's going to be the base of my arch. Put that in both sides of the sidewalk, and then I'm going to take 1-inch PVC pipe and cut it to size. But the 1-inch PVC pipe goes right inside the 1 1/4, and it makes it great and strong. Next, I'm going to grab some zip ties, start grabbing those pool noodles that are all painted up, and we're going to start zip tying them all around the edge of the arch. Right in the beginning, I know it's going to be a little discouraging thinking, how can I cover all the pipe? Don't worry about that. Keep applying them anywhere and everywhere that it looks good to you. I had about 15 pool noodles that I made, and I just have branches and thorns all over them, all painted black. As you can see, I just went all around the arch where it looks like it really needed them, trying to cover as much of the PVC pipe as I can. Just go anywhere and everywhere, use your zip ties and cut off all the excess zip tie that you can, and just cover up everything you can do. It just looks really amazing. Once you got it all covered, take some black paint. Any PVC pipe that's showing, go ahead and paint it black. Then it's time to two-tone. Grab some brown, add a little bit, not too much. And then last but not least, I grab some gray. Just randomly all over, gives it another little bit of texture to it. Look how amazing this turns out. You could almost looks like a real branch with the saran wrap and the paint. But last but not least, let's go ahead and grab one of them skulls and give it a lobotomy right on the back end from Dollar Tree. We're going to take that zip tie, put it right through the back, and that's how we're going to hold it onto the arch that we did. Put it on there, zip tie it, add a little color to it also with the black, and look at that. This arch turned out amazing. Got this from Dollar Tree also, a little lizard skeleton. It looks amazing. This arch just turned out better than I hoped. All the little trick-or-treaters are going to walk through it on Halloween night. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I did, and we can't thank you enough for watching Home Talk.